Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back again on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca series, live from the Milwaukee Mile. And these drivers are going to be taking on this mile track. 190 laps. We got 40 to 45 laps of fuel run. As always, the wheel spin will determine our competition caution. And they got 4 sets of tires in the pits. Joining me, as always, is Terry the Taffy Man Foster. Terry, how are you this evening?
Doing good, Sam. You're exactly right, man. A mile track here in Milwaukee. 190 laps for these guys. Tonight's big story, we got 4 drivers that have to get a ton of points, win a race or something to move into our next round. This is the last race of this first round of the chase.
And who are those 4 drivers that are on the cutoff that line there, Terry?
Right now, sitting at the bottom is nothing but Taylor Doc Butcher Benjamin. He's not even on track yet, Sam. We got Tanner Marr, Corey Rutherford, and Ty Morosco. I've got to talk to all 3 of these guys today, and they've given their outlook on what the key to the race is for them to keep moving on, and we'll touch on that a little bit later.
Well, speaking of cutoff drivers, or people who need to kind of point their way in or maybe win and get in tonight, I believe you wanted to talk to one of them, which being Tanner Marr. So let's see if we can't bring him in up here. And you got him.
Tanner Marr, Sam and Terry up in the booth. You got us.
I got you, fellas. How's it going?
Doing good, man. We're doing a lot better than you are. We're not the one out there racing for points tonight and trying to move on to that next round of this chase. I talked to you a little bit about the keys of this tonight. What say you, buddy?
Well, Terry, I'll be honest, man. I wasn't even sure I was going to make it tonight. Just got home from vacation. So first I want to say, love you, Dan and Papa. We kind of rushed home so I could get to the race tonight. Had a good time, but back to the playoffs, man. Week 1, we were running good. Didn't get to finish. Week 2, we were running good. Got wrecked. Didn't get to finish, right? So tonight we're coming in basically just with house money, going to come in and try to have fun. A very, very slim chance we go to the next round, but regardless, we're going to be here. We're going to keep trying, and not a fan of this track, if I'm being honest. You think me being a short track guy, I would like it. Yeah, it's not gelling with me right now.
So one thing, man, I've noticed that Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he has not yet been on track, or he ain't even got into this server yet. So really, all you have is Corey Rutherford and Tanner, or not Tanner Marcy. I'm talking to Tanner. You have Corey and Ty Morosco to worry about. If you beat those 2 guys and maybe somebody else up there, but you're possible to move on.
We are. Like theoretically, with the math, right? We can't move on. It's going to take me doing a lot of stuff right and competitors doing a lot of stuff wrong, right? And in this series, a lot of guys don't make a lot of mistakes, right? So if somebody does make a mistake, we're going to try to capitalize on it. And, yeah, I mean, the goal for tonight, obviously, is to have fun first and foremost. If we make it to the next round, it's awesome. We're always trying to, right? But I'm realistic here, but we are hopeful.
All right, bud. Well, good luck to that 4 team, man. We'll get you back down to where you was at, and we'll be watching you.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Sam. You guys do a great job, and, yeah, thank y'all.
That was driver the number 4, Tanner Marr, looking to make his way into the next round. And what do you think, Terry? You think he's got a shot?
It's anybody's race, Sam. We've been watching these guys practice. I have, anyway, pretty much all day. And it seems like some of these guys cannot get off these turns without getting that car sideways. So, buddy, we might be seeing somebody that runs in the back all the time win this race tonight and just shut out some of these other guys.
Yeah, I think anything's going to be possible tonight. I mean, we're coming to a short track. Temper's definitely going to flare, especially with the playoffs going on. So, I don't know. Do you even have a pick tonight? I see a couple of people out there in chat have made their pick, but do you have a pick tonight?
You know what? I think I want to go with probably the 3 car of Corey Sherman. He's sitting 4th in points. He really needs to win desperately. I can see something coming out of that 3 car tonight.
Well, I'm going to have to go out on a limb, and I got to go with the number 55 of Paul Ellison because he's last week's winner. I know he's locked himself into the next round, but he's got a lot of momentum, and I think he might have a shot here tonight. But that being said, we got to go ahead and start pre-race ceremonies, so let's go ahead and kick them off with Jason Powell with tonight's invocation.
Thank you, Sam and Terry, for all the things that you're doing for us. So let us bow in prayer. Lord, we come to you tonight with a thankful heart. We thank you for all the mercy and the guidance and the strength that you give us. We thank you for giving us another day. We ask you, Lord, to be with us tonight as we race. Help us, Lord, to have fun and to be respectful to one another. We thank you, Lord, for giving us another opportunity to come together. And we ask you, Lord, if there's one that doesn't know you and a free pardon of sin, we ask you, Lord, to soften their heart, prick their heart. Help us, Lord, to be a light for you, and so they might come to know you. And help us, Lord, as we go throughout the week, Lord, to try to be a light for you, show people your way, and just go with us, be with our friends and our family. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
And thank you, as always, Jason Powell. He's driving the number 18. I believe he's sitting, P3 out on the practice board tonight. So thank you again, Jason Powell, for making that little video for us so we can have an invocation every week. It adds to the broadcast, and I think it makes it awesome. Anyway, we got to go ahead and get tonight's national anthem going. So, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, done by Joshua Rutherford. And thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for the great rendition of our national anthem. Everybody, if you please could, go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. Give him a subscribe, like a couple of his videos, help him out. I want to help Josh get to 100 subscribers. He's at 64, so let's make that happen for him. Anyway, these drivers are wrapping up practice right now. Mark Arthur top of the board right now with Dakota Todd in second and Jason Powell in third. And they're getting ready to go into qualifying. And Terry, see a bunch of pink paint schemes out there for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You got any info on any of those?
I do, bud. I mean, if you want to click on some of them and pull that car up, that'd be pretty cool. First one I got's Kyle Wildman Wellman. You can find Kyle's car out there on track somewhere.
Well, we're going into qualifying now. So,
well, you know what? I'll just say what's going on. His grandmother Connie passed away early this year from breast cancer. I guess when Kyle was a little younger, she had it and fought it and beat it. The second time come around, and of course, we lost Connie last year. And if I remember right, we actually, I think Chris and Rick talked about that last year for us, for Kyle. Trevor Harmon also lost his mom to cancer a year ago. So Paul Ellison in that 55. He's running the paint for a very good friend of Nicole. Likes that car that he runs. So, yeah, we got a few guys out there running paints for certain people and for Memorance.
Taking a look at the number 98 of Dominic Lee. He's out there. He's got some pink colors out on that car tonight. Showing his support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm sure. Starting his qualifying run, though. See, a lot of drivers are out on track right now. Nobody has actually set a time just yet, but they should here momentarily. I think Dominic Lee is going to be the first one to set a time. Coming out of turn number 4 across the line. As I say that, Corey Sherman goes top of the board. Joshua Rutherford top of the board on his first lap.
Looks like we got some hungry ones out there tonight, Sam.
Well, the other thing that I've kind of found interesting, Terry, is that I did a few laps here in a practice earlier just to test the car out, see what these drivers will be feeling. It's pretty tight, doesn't like to rotate the center of the corner, but I wasn't shifting, and then I talked to Mark Arthur before the race started, and he said he was shifting. So, something we got to look out for, because that is going to use a lot more fuel. So, will that change fuel strategy if these drivers will be shifting?
I watched some of the guys in practice earlier. I couldn't tell if they were shifting or not, but it did sound like it. So, now you just, you kind of confirmed what I thought.
Dalton Kilrow is finishing up his qualifying run across the line. He was fastest so far. Couldn't go any faster than a 30.42. So a 30.42 for the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. And Chris Carroll, second right now. And we talked to him right before the race. Is that number 4, Tanner Marr. He finishes up his qualifying run, putting it P3 on the board. So he was sitting pretty far back in practice, but now third on the board. Actually, I'm sorry, now fourth, because John Perkins just took over third spot. Few new names up at the top of the charts there, Terry. We don't see John up there a lot, or Tanner. These guys are coming out, and they're going to see if they can't point their way in or win their way into the next round.
Even though he's not in the chase, is at 64. Josh Rutherford right now sitting in the 7th spot. Awesome run out of Joshua. Brad Lawson starting 9th at the moment. Mike Hamlin, the 15 car, starting in 10th at the moment. So, yeah, we're seeing a lot of names up here towards the top that we just don't see every week.
Did you just say Josh wasn't in the playoffs?
Joshua Rutherford isn't.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Josh, if you listen to this. I apologize. I was thinking, I don't know why I thought that. I'm so sorry.
Both the Rutherfords actually made it into the playoffs this year.
Okay, but Joshua, we still don't see him up that high on qualifying. How's that?
Yeah, I'll give you that. He's normally he kind of likes to ride in the back and hang out, but he has been getting some good finishes these past couple of races. Playing that strategy. So we got the lone Dutchman out there, Terry Philip Van Vliet. He's turned a couple extra laps. He managed to put it 5th on the board. So again, another driver we don't see up at the front a whole awful lot during qualifying is that number 89 of Philip Van Vliet.
Yeah, Philip, I don't know, Sam, as we watch him this season, sometimes I think of him as a sleeper. He'll be in the back, then all of a sudden, man, we're talking about him. So is Philip going to try that again tonight?
We're going to have to keep an eye on him, but we only have a couple other drivers out on track starting and finishing their qualifying runs, one being Mark Arthur in that number 12. Only putting it P10 on the board, which is really interesting. He was fastest in practice, but only good enough for a 30.60 for the number 12 machine.
And again, like we've said in the last few races, once we started the chase, we are not running the 12's Mark Arthur's setups no more. This is all iRacing setups. It gives everybody a chance to get out here and practice on their own, set up their own little practice and feel what this iRacing setup can do. Maybe that's what we're looking at, Sam, with some of these guys up in the top that we don't get to see very often. Maybe they took it amongst themselves to go ahead and practice through the week.
Bruce Pearson finished up his qualifying run. He's actually running a little bit of pink on that number 19. Oh, I like that. On the window banner, he put pink outline on the pedals. That's pretty cool. Match the car. I like that. 23rd for Bruce Pearson right now. Jamie Walker out on track. Not exactly pink, but close enough. Still Mountain Dew colors, but a kind of a magenta pink, I guess you could call it. I don't know what do you call that, Terry? I guess pink.
Dude, pink. It's just pink.
I guess pink. Jamie Walker's out there. He's starting his finishing his qualifying run. 31.13. Looks like Jamie's going to want to start near the back, try to work his way up near the front. Dakota Todd in that number 07, top of the board with a 30.29. 30.29 for the 07. And Derek Paulson's out there. He's good enough for 6th place right now. On his second lap, about to finish up his qualifying run.
So, Sam, one thing we got to look at tonight, pit road. Getting on pit road in Milwaukee is a challenge. It's not like the rest of the tracks where you kind of just come down off of turn 4 and just slide in. You actually got to turn the car to get inside of the pit lane here.
So, as I said, Jamie Walker had a pretty slow first lap. He comes out and turns the second lap and goes top of the board with a 30.28. So put Jamie Walker at the top of the charts. He got that one win, Terry. Now he wants more. I mean, that's just all there is to
it. Well, Jamie Walker wins. Ellison wins. That's going to put a hurt on some people.
Well, Terry mentioned it prior that Kyle Wellman was running a pink paint scheme as well. We're getting a good look at it right here as he's out for qualifying in that number 42. Looks like another good paint scheme done by CJR Graphics. You can find them on Facebook.
Sam, I see a driver. I'm going to go run down and talk to right quick. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Let's go ahead. I see a lot of you out in chat right now. I'm going to catch up and read some of it here. Shout some of you guys out. Connie and Lori, I see you guys out there going for Mark. We appreciate you coming out every weekend. Seriously, greatly appreciate it. Love seeing you guys out in the chat. Michael Falk, I see you out there. Mullet Music Productions. There you go. Everybody go ahead and click his name and go to his channel. Give him a subscription. Let's get him to 100. But he says he's picking Mark Arthur tonight. Corey in the number 5 will race his way into the next round. All right. So he's got pulling for his brother. I like it. We see Tanner out there and got Corey out there. Really lousy qualifying lap on my end. Have a lot of work to do tonight to get into the next round of the playoffs. Jeremy Elaine. You see me. I see you. I see you out there in chat. Welcome. Welcome.
All righty.
So what'd you find out interesting?
Oh, I went down there and talked to a guy that had to get a penalty last week, the 40, Matthew Robinson. I had to explain to him what he had to do to start the race. So Matthew Robinson, he will have to start from the pits tonight.
And that was determined by the admins after last week's race. He was found at fault for a caution after nobody claimed it. So race control determined he will start from the pits.
Absolutely. And we had another one in there, Sam, the 38 car, but I don't see the 38 on track tonight. So his next race, he will actually have to serve that penalty.
Well, we do know that the 38 of Brandon Feeney does do real life racing, and that stuff's starting to wrap up here, especially beginning the month of October. But I'm sure we'll see him on track the rest of the season. But good luck in his real life racing endeavors, of course. As these drivers have finished up qualifying, your front row award goes to Jamie Walker and Dakota Todd. But there's one thing we got to get going through here.
Oh, yeah, we better get that.
Yeah, especially with how many people we got. I think we got 31 cars tonight. Good showing.
Yeah, Mark's poking me here. He needs to know what we're doing.
Oh, we forgot to spin that wheel, didn't we?
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Okay, yep.
You guys can see the countdown or the grid on your screen. Look at that real quick while we get this wheel going.
I honestly spaced it. I forgot all about it. We were so busy talking about everybody's paint schemes and stuff. We're spinning right now. 141. The wheel has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. It is 141. But let's get through that grid. Jamie Walker in the number 88 is going to be starting on pole with Dakota Todd in the 07 starting his outside. That's your Michael Falk Racing Designs front row award. Starting in third will be Dalton Kilrow. To his outside will be Chris Carroll in the number 24. John Perkins will be starting in fifth in the number 33 with Tanner Marr in the number 4 to his outside. Derek Paulson will be starting in seventh and Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, starting in eighth. Brad Collins will be starting in ninth position with Taylor Butcher Benjamin starting in 10th. Corey Sherman's going to be starting in 11th position with Joshua Rutherford starting in 12th in that number 64. Mark Arthur is going to be starting in 13th with Ty Moroska to his outside in 14th. Brad Lawson in that number 63 is going to be starting in 15th and Mike Hamlin in 16th. Brian Dees in that number 17 is going to be starting in 17th with Dave Seats to his outside. I don't know why that loves to disappear on me, but
like that.
Rick Thompson's going to be starting in P19 with Dominic Lee to his outside in 20th. And Terry, you got it.
Man, Sherman, I can't hardly see that because it's really blurry on my end, Sam.
Well, okay, I'll just finish it off then. Amanda Sherman, 21st. Trevor Harmon, 22nd. Jason Powell, he said he had a pretty bad qualifying run starting in 23rd. Paul Ellison in 24th. That's my pick tonight. Kyle Wellman in 25th. Joe Alberico in 26th. Bruce Pierce in 27th. Greg Moore, 28th. Corey Rutherford, 29th. Matthew Robinson, of course, has to start from the pits. And Fred Thompson's going to be rounding out your field tonight. That's your starting lineup here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go racing here at Milwaukee. I'm not sure if they're 2 to green here because it's a short track or if it's 1 to green. I think it's 1 to green. We'll see right here. Pace car is off. And the green flag is in the air here at Milwaukee. Down into turns 1 and 2. Jamie Walker got a really good jump there. Dakota Todd, though, he's going to take over second. John Perkins looking for third, trying to get underneath Chris Carroll coming out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, everybody pretty much single filed out right now. You got a battle going on for fourth here as Derek Paulson looks underneath Tanner Marr. I'm sorry, for the 5th position right there. Looks like Derek's going to get him here. And Philip Van Vliet back there. Rounding out 7th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin running 8th.
Sam, news out of the 41 camp. Dalton Kilrow just lost his power or something. He said his headset and everything went black.
Oh, man. Well, that is something you wanted to mention, Terry. We do have a couple of drivers out on track here who were in Florida during Hurricane Ian, so hopefully that everything's going well enough down there for them. We know Dalton's near Daytona, and Daytona did get hit pretty hard. Not as bad as the other places, I'm sure, but... Oh, as we get a caution out on track.
Caution.
Not sure. I believe that was the 29 at Trevor Harmon might have been involved there. Let's go back, see if we can't get a replay on that. Might have just been one of them circumstances of them fresh tires trying to get the power down. Let's see what happens.
Dalton Kilrow has reconnected, Sam, so we should see that 41 on track here shortly. But he's already 4 laps down.
Yep, and that's the case, Terry. The 29 of Harmon. Ooh, almost gets into the water barrels there on the end of pit road, but keeps it off him. Good job there. But just got loose coming off turn 4 and almost looped it around, but it was enough to bring out the yellow flag, and we're under our first caution of the evening. So Dalton Kilroe, Terry said, just reconnected. He's coming back in.
Sam, Race Control says you was right. That was on the 29th. Trevor Harmon, he will receive an EOL. He'll go back to the end of the field.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it there. Number 29 going to get the EOL for that cause caution. Pretty much self-explanatory, honestly. I mean, he did.
Yeah,
he got loose on his own, and we've been mentioning it all night so far. Is that on these fresh tires, these cars coming off the corner are going to be very loose. I heard it from multiple drivers, and now we're seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, they're going to have to play with that throttle a little bit for a while to come off these turns before they can smash it down on the floor and try to get going. But I was watching some of them. To me, I would think coming off of 2 of 4, you'd want to let that thing drift out to the wall if you can, wouldn't you?
I would imagine. Use up all that racetrack that you can.
Absolutely. But I've seen some drivers just want to hold that bottom so long. But, man, I think that's going to just do away with them tires.
An interesting thing that I'm seeing here, Terry, is that I know we're only 6 laps in, but nobody came down to top off for fuel. But another thing I'd like to do is, while we got a little bit of time, I'm going to bring up somebody to talk to real quick. Let's see what I got going on here. I'm going to bring them up because we got them on the in-car cameras, actually.
Okay.
Let's see. I got to find him, though. Where's he sitting at? There he is. All right. Let me bring him up here.
I thought we was
Jason
doing it.
Powell, driver of the number 18, Sam and Terry up in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
Hey, man, we saw you out in the live stream chat, and you said you screwed up your qualifying run. Just wanted to see how you're feeling tonight, and was it just a mess up in qualifying? You think you got something for these guys, or what's going on?
Yeah, I really think I got something long run. I was being way too conservative in 1 and 2 on my second lap, and then I just bailed it off into turn 3 and blew through the corner. But I got pretty decent short run pace, but I think I'm pretty good long run. I can take care of the tires and feel really good. I really like the setup.
All right, man. Well, hey, we see you're going 1 to green here. We'll let you get back down with your team, and good luck in the rest of the race.
Thank you, guys.
That was driver the number 18, Jason Powell. Make sure I get him in the right room there. There we go. You heard it there, Terry. Kind of screwed up his qualifying lap, but he says he likes the setup, so.
And we've seen Jason do that kind of work. He'd be good on a long run. Well, he'll just run. Then all of a sudden, man, we're talking about him up front. So I can see that 18 car moving up forward here later on.
Well, we're about to go green flag racing once again here at Milwaukee. It's going to be in the hands of Jamie Walker. And green
He's
flag
out of
is
the 41 camp since he's came back. It actually took one of his set of tires, Sam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's down to 4 with the one he's got on.
Well, talk about not starting the night off the way you'd like to. But we're back under green right now. Jamie Walker out to the race lead once again. He got a good jump over Dakota Todd. And Chris Carroll slotting back in 3rd position. And again, someone we haven't mentioned a whole lot so far in the playoffs is that 33 John Perkins, looking to maybe get himself a win and lock himself into the next round.
Yeah, John Perkins looks like he's trying to run down that 24 Carroll. But he's got the 6th of Paulson behind him. Paulson already locked in for the most part. He's up there in points.
Well, another thing we got to point out here, Terry, is going to be the strategy here tonight. I mean, we're only going to be 10 laps into this thing so far. And John, I feel like he's kind of riding right now, seeing what them tires are going to do. Are you going to have to double stint these tires? We know with these iRacing setups that right front likes to get chewed up a lot more than anything. So I'm really curious to see what these guys are going to do here in the first 40 or 50 laps.
I ain't done the math on this yet, Sam, but we're looking at 40, 45 laps for a fuel run. We're doing 190 laps. I thought some of them said they can actually change tires every time they come in.
All right. Well, there you go. But see,
I want to do the math.
Well, that's another thing we got to ask, because remember, we heard a few guys were shifted. So is that going to play a factor into it as well? We talked about that in practice.
Sam, these guys can't take tires every time they pit.
All right. Well, I don't know how much I trust your math, though.
Yeah, I know. We've seen me math before. I don't math good.
Well, hey, we're looking back here a little bit further in the field. We're looking at number 17 of Brian Dees. He's sitting in P11 right now. He just got around the 3 of Corey Sherman. Now Ty Morosco trying to get around Corey Sherman. Looks like Brian Dees is up 6 spots from the start of the race. Ty Morosco has moved up 2 positions. Our biggest mover right now is that number 34 of Greg Moore. He's sitting P17. He's up 11 spots from the start of the race, though. So having a good run so far in that number 34.
We talked about Van Fleet at the beginning in that 89. He's only dropped 1 spot at the start of the race. Still hanging on out there. Taylor Butcher Benjamin did not take a practice lap whatsoever. He's sitting up there in 6th place, up 4 spots from the start of the race.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Taylor might have gotten some practice in earlier and maybe just had something run a little bit longer than he expected. Because, like you said, he's up there running in 6th and kind of by himself right now, but trying to do everything he can to get to that number 6 machine, his teammate. But like you said, he's up 4 spots from the start of the race, having a great run. Not only that, Tanner Marr, he's lost the spot, and he's now under pressure from Mark Arthur, and Mark's going to go ahead and take that spot real quick. So move Tanner back to 8th. He's down 2 positions from the start of this race, but we got to keep in mind how much of these guys are going to be conserving, how much of these guys are going to be saving. Terry says they can take tires every time. I'm not sure about that. I still think we're going to see people trying double stint tires.
I've been sitting there looking at our leader for a little bit, watching his time, Sam. He is almost 3/4 of a second in front of Dakota Todd already.
Joshua Rutherford got really loose coming off of turn number 4 right there. He's going to lose 2 positions here going down into turns 1 and 2. Brad Lawson in that Simpix number 63 got around him real quick. Remember, Brad Lawson got his first win of Blazing Pedals back at Dover International Speedway earlier in the year.
And you said something about Josh. I was sitting there watching that while you was talking about it. And they were 2 by 2, about 3 rows back. And they started to straighten it out now. Got the 40 of Matthew Robinson trying to make up some track time for him having to start in the pits.
Yeah, you just said it. He started from the pits, but that caution helped him out. And now he's up 12 positions from the start of the race. So sitting P18. Got a lot of work to do, but a lot of time to do it yet.
Yeah, Sam, so, the last couple of races, we got to watch that 40 of Matthew Robinson. All he'd done at Talladega and, even Atlanta, but he was a pushing machine. I don't think he's going to be pushing tonight.
Saw almost a little bit of contact about a lap ago while we were talking about that number 40, and it was between the 5 and the 15. It looked like Corey might have had a little bit of a nose under Mike Hamlin there, but Mike shut the door on him, and it was pretty early to be making bold moves, but they're making it happen here tonight.
76, Rick Thompson trying to make his way around the 64 of Josh Rutherford, and he does make a clean pass. Oh, almost got into the back of the 46 of Fred Thompson.
Yeah, Fred is out there just trying to turn some laps right now. We know he's one of the oldest members in this league, but still out here trying to show these guys basically how to drive, I'm going to say.
Josh Rutherford in that 64 is going to have to watch what he's doing. He just let 2 more cars get around him, Sam.
Well, I'm wondering if, again, maybe he's trying to conserve a little bit. I mean, I know he's dropping back. He's down 7 positions from the start of the race, but maybe just trying to get a feel for that car. Remember, we talked to him a little bit before the race, and he was not a fan of this setup, did not like how the car was feeling, so just might not be his type of race car this evening.
And brother Corey Rutherford is coming right up behind him quickly in that 5 car.
And they're fighting for points. So I'm curious to see, are they going to play nice as a team, or is Corey going to move them, or what's going to go on here? I mean, they're brothers, so I think points are pretty much out the window, or teammates pretty much out the window now that we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're brothers to the last lap, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
There you go.
Well, let's go back up to the front of the field. Jamie Walker's still out in front. He's led every lap so far. We're completing lap 20, going on lap 21 right now. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iracing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Shut up and sit down.
And we're back live. Took a little bit of a lengthy commercial break there just to get the bills paid. Make sure we show all of the sponsors, even though I think I still forgot one, which is Butt Kicker. So we'll shout them out. Butt Kicker, make sure you go use code BLAZING to get 20% off a Butt Kicker. As right now, everybody's single filed out. Dave sees. Oh, we got a caution out on speed. Yeah. What happened here?
Looks like the one of Todd Morosco, maybe.
Yeah, I'm showing D's one off track, and Ty Morosco has something going on here. So let's see what we got going on here. So they're going down in the corner. Ooh, Ty gets in the back of the 89, and then D's gets in the one, sends him around. Doesn't look like anybody's got too much damage. I don't think Ty got hit after the fact. No, it looks like he's good. So just a little classic case of short track racing.
Sam, that was quick. Race Crow come back and said Brian D's in that 17 car. He will be the one receiving the EOL on that one.
Really? That's actually interesting. I figured Ty would have claimed that one. The only reason I say that is because he originally hit Phillip first. It's the only reason I say that. The drivers are bringing it down pit side, Terry.
Let's see what we're going to do here. Is it time for tires?
I'm thinking it might be time for tires. We're going to see right here. Jamie Walker. Jack not going up on the 88, it looks like. Fuel only for Jamie. Dakota Todd looks like fuel only. I think Joshua Rutherford might have stayed out. Same with the 14 of seats. Rutherford, Paul Ellison. Okay, all stayed out.
I think Rick Thompson, 76. I believe he actually took tires.
According to timing and scoring, I'm seeing the 24 of Chris Carroll. He had a 15-second pit stop, so I'm going to assume he took tires.
This is going to be interesting, Sam.
It is, because Joshua Rutherford stayed out. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull him up and ask him what his strategy is like for the rest of the race now. So let me bring him up here. Joshua Rutherford, driver, the number 64. It's Sam and Terry in the booth. Do you got me?
I have you.
So, interesting strategy call. Did you maybe pit under that first caution, or what's going on here? So you're staying out? Are you going to go in? What's your plan here?
My goal right now is to try to cut out a pit stop, but we'll see. We're going to need one that's fairly quick if we're going to try to pull that off, though.
Well, hey, you know what? You're still out there. You're in the playoffs. You got a point here for leading. So, do you think you can keep that 64 machine out front and maybe win this thing tonight? Lock yourself into the next round.
I'm going to do my best.
All right, man. Well, hey, we'll let you get back to it, and good luck in the rest of the race.
All right, thank you.
Let's see, I got to get you back down with your team, and there you go. Joshua Rutherford, everybody, again, Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. Go ahead and check them out.
All right, field's getting all straightened out here, Sam. I think we're about 2 to go. 1 to go now, I believe.
We got the race control message popping up on screen right now. Number 17 did claim that last caution.
Yes, he did.
And you heard it from Josh there, Terry. I mean, he says he's going to try and cut out a pit stop. I mean, that's going to take a lot here. He has not pit yet, so bold move by the number 64. We're going to see if it works out for him.
Well, Sam, in the next set of good tires is all the way back in 9th place. Chris Carroll, that we know we took tires. And right behind that be Tanner Butcher Benjamin. He also took tires.
Yeah.
And we got a few here and there as well on the way back.
Well, the thing is, with that, you saying that, Chris is going to, and Taylor, they're both going to have to work their way through this field. And they might wear those tires out trying to get around these guys who are going to fight hard for it. But Josh is going to fire off, and we're back under green flag here at Milwaukee. And
Josh, we got a heck of a run on that start. Let's see what happens. There's Corey's looking underneath the 14.
Yeah, he's trying to slide up in front of him, but not going to happen. Dave's going to come back on the outside. He has that momentum going down into turns 3 and 4. Now Corey Rutherford looking for the lead.
Dakota Todd on a tear again in that 07.
Yeah, Dakota's been looking real fast here all night long. He's bringing Jamie with him. So it looks like Josh is just kind of moving over. He kind of knows that he's not liking the car too much tonight. He doesn't want to race people too hard. He's racing for points as well.
Watching the 14, Dave Seats just dropped right down in front of that 24 as he's now trying to work his way around the 64, trying to bring, oh man, 24 almost into the 14.
Yeah, it looked like he thought about pushing it 3 wide right there, but maybe thought better of it. Definitely a little early to be making that kind of move, but he definitely thought about it.
Maybe 3 wide on this track, I don't believe is good anytime.
Really? I think it's possible.
I didn't say it wasn't possible. I just don't think it's a very good idea.
Well, I'll tell you, they're racing. I'm sure we'll see it later on in the race.
Oh, heck yeah. We're only 40 laps into this 190 lap race. So, yeah, we got 150 laps to go.
Well, remember, I pointed it out. Chris Carroll, he's on them fresh tires. Terry pointed it out, actually. But what I was saying is he's worn them tires out just a little bit. He's been fighting real hard on the bottom, trying to get around that 14 of Dave Seats, trying to get around the 5 of Corey Rutherford. Finally finds himself back up into P3, but he's going to have to get around Jamie Walker and Dakota Todd now. So how much tire does he have left? I'm sure he's going to get around them, right? Like, I mean, he's got the freshest tires. But, see, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm running so many strategies through my head right now of what could play out because, I mean, we've had so many guys come in and take fuel only, and a lot of guys come in and take tires. So, I don't know. Everybody's pretty much split down the middle, and then you got Joshua Rutherford. He hasn't pit yet at all.
So right now, like you're showing, we got the 24 running right up on the back end of the 07. Just going to make an easy pass, I feel, Sam. We know the 24 Chris Carroll is on new tires. The 07 Dakota Todd is not, as Carroll gets right around him with no problems whatsoever. Jamie Walker doesn't have a set of tires. Took fuel only. He's trying to work on the back end of the 07 now also.
Yeah, and Chris Carroll now out in clean air. He's probably just going to pull away. As we go a little bit further back, everybody's trying to make their way around this 5 of Corey Rutherford and the 14 of Dave Seats. Taylor Butcher Benjamin also on fresh tires right now. He's trying to make something happen on the top side. John Perkins, he also took tires. He's back up here fighting for a top 5.
Yeah, I'd flip over to that too. Watching John Perkins in that 33, as he gets real close to the 5 of Rutherford, the 12 right behind him. 12 trying to get around the 33 of Perkins at the moment.
Yeah, and Mark is somebody, I don't think he took tires. He only had an 8-second pit stop, so fuel only for the 12 out here battling people with new tires. So are tires really going to matter a whole lot? I mean, Chris Carroll's only gapped the second
Mark
place
Arthur making it 3 wide.
Oh, yeah, he is going out into turn 1 and 2. Mark Arthur going to make it 3 wide, Bob side of the racetrack. Oh, they make it work.
Wow. And the 4, Tanner Moore is on fresh tires, waiting for Mark Arthur to do something so he can keep moving. I
think Tanner gave Mark a pretty big break right there, and I think Corey did as well. They went down in that corner, and it looked like they were going to wreck, but managed to make it work somehow.
6 of Paulson also on fresh tires makes his way around the 5 of Rutherford.
Yeah, he gave him plenty of room right there, too. Coming down the front stretch, there's almost like 3 or 4 car widths in between them. And again, I think Tanner Marr right there, he's giving Mark Arthur a big break. Maybe trying to save what tires he has right now.
Right now, I was just having to look back up front. Chris Carroll is out by almost 1.5 seconds over second place Dakota Todd right now. Yeah, shows what that fresh tires are doing, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, which is weird because we were just seeing Mark battle with the 33 there, and it looked like Mark had a good run, but then John got around him, and now he's starting to pull away as well. But, yeah, Chris Carroll's showing these fresh tires are making a huge difference here tonight. But how is that going to play for him later in the race? Are we going to have a late race caution? And these guys who didn't take tires the first time, they're going to have a set of tires. So I think anything can happen here tonight.
I believe with you bringing up Rutherford talking to him, he said, he's going to try to save. He may be on the right call.
It's very possible. I mean, if he could cut out a whole pit stop. Let's see, he's dropped back to 14th though since the restart. Let's get an eyeball on him. Him and his brother, 13th and 14th right now. They've dropped back that far. But Corey, last stop on lap 4, and he took fuel only. So Corey came in and got fuel on that caution, the first caution, but Josh did not.
And another thing is pretty interesting, Sam, on this mile track. I mean, we got 31 drivers. We've only got 2 that's lap down. Dalton Kilroe, again, his equipment quit working on him at the beginning of the race. And Fred Thompson, Fred just out there running around like he does, enjoying what he does. So, we ain't got the 2 cars laps down.
Yeah, Dalton's trying to get everything out of this race that he can right now. You mentioned it. He's actually, I'm showing 3 laps down as of right now. So Dalton's going to need a couple more cautions here, and he's going to have to stay in that lucky dog spot and hope that nobody goes a lap down before him.
Yeah, Dalton has got one of his laps back from the start of the race. Luckily, like you said, he's going to have to get a couple more cautions, lucky dog, and then work his way to the front to possibly lock himself in with a win.
Yeah, but and we've seen Dalton have he had a pretty good regular season, right? Like he had the regular season championship. Like he had a really good regular season, but once these playoffs started, he's had a couple good finishes. But again, things just not working his way at certain points in these playoffs. And as we see it right here, he's having mechanical issues and sitting 3 laps down right now. So if he finished where he's at right now, that's going to change up the points big time.
Look at the timing and scoring. Everybody's laps down for some reason. You see that?
It's because I'm focused on Dalton right now.
Oh, okay.
So if you check this out. Did it fix it?
Yeah, it did. Thank you, sir.
You see what I'm saying? But, hey, real quick, Corey Rutherford, he was real slow. He's got major right side damage. I think I can get a replay on it. I want to see what happened. He was having a good race here. Ooh, the 98 gets into him. And into the outside wall. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I saw him real slow coming off turn 4. I wasn't sure what happened. Then I saw the damage. And we had to see what happened. That's not good for playoff situation here tonight, Terry.
No, it's not. Definitely not for Corey. But 98 Dominic Lee. Probably a good thing Corey didn't spin out and cause a caution, because most likely that would have been on Dominic for getting into him.
Dominic's running P14 right now. So got a gaggle of cars going on back here. Got my pick, Paul Ellison, in that 55. Getting around teammate Joshua Rutherford. Now Corey Sherman looking to his inside. Haven't said a whole lot about your pick tonight, Corey. He's sitting back there in P18. You got any word on that?
Not at the moment, but he just took a spot. He's back in 17th. Six spots back from where he started in that 3 car. Got around Time Roscoe in that 1 car. I can't see who's in front of him at the moment. That's Ellison, I believe.
He was in the in-car cameras channel there for a minute, and then he left. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. So, Corey, when you watch the broadcast back, next time, stay in the in-car.
He is trying to get around the outside of Paul Ellison in that 3 car. Time Roscoe coming along with Ellison coming down pit lane.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. But I want to point out that his last pit stop was on lap 1.
42
I'm sorry.
of Wellman.
When was his last pit stop? It wasn't on lap 1. It was on the first caution. It was a 5-second stop.
Lap 2.
Yeah, lap 2. So bringing it down pit side.
Both him and Wellman are coming back out, fuel only.
Yeah, Paul, looks like Paul had an 11-second stop and Kyle had a 10-second stop. So, yeah, fuel only for those guys. Which is really interesting. You'd think they might have taken tires right there to not lose as much track position as they're going to right here. I mean, both of them, I think, just went a lap down. Yeah, they both just went a lap down here. Joshua Rutherford's a lap down. And now Corey Rutherford, he's, looks like 2 or 3 laps down. So,
yeah, it's
not good for Dalton in that 41, though. Definitely not good for him.
No, it's not.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin's found his way up into P3 on them fresh tires, trying to catch that 0-7 of Dakota Todd. And let's talk about Dakota Todd. You know, excuse me, had to clear my throat there. He's always starting up front in these races, but manages to get himself involved in something, either on his own doing or just getting involved in racing incidents. But now out here running second. We're 58 laps into this thing tonight, and he's having a great run.
Yeah, Dakota Todd. I mean, it's always good to see him hit the track with blazing pedals. Sam, you and I both know he does real racing in real life. So it's not, I think he actually works for a race team, but he's not always here every Sunday. It's great to see that 07 hit the track with blazing pedals when he does get a chance. Right now, I just happened to look, Dakota Todd is sitting 42nd in our points of 43 drivers. So, I mean, yeah, Dakota Todd can win this and really messing stuff up.
Yeah, that's the thing, Terry. We see you put it out in the Discord and your write-ups all the time. You encourage these guys who are not in the playoffs to come out and race and try and beat these guys who are in the playoffs, you know? Shake these points up a little bit, make them earn it.
Absolutely. Like I say, right now we're in the top 16 is in the chase. Everything from the 16 back to 43rd, they don't have to be here. I mean, they can gain points. That's about it, and maybe a couple bucks here and there. But it's nice the camaraderie we have here and the kind of family-style atmosphere that we have here at Blazing Pedals, that these guys still come out and race.
Riding on board with Jason Powell. You see him on the in-car cam. He's trying to work his way around that one of Tom Orozco. He's sitting P17 right now, up 6 spots from the start of the race. So I think Jason's just kind of riding around, biding his time right now.
Hey, Sam, you suppose those are the same bib overhauls he's got in his picture, too?
Sure looks like it. I almost thought it was the same shirt, too, but then I realized it was plaid, not white.
We love you, Jason. We really do.
Hey, you know, maybe he likes them. You know, I personally never found him comfortable, but, you know, to each their own, right?
That's right. But where he lives, I mean, he lives down in the middle of Kentucky, down around the Corbin area, so I'm sure he needs them when he gets out and plays with his chickens or something. I don't know. I'm just saying words.
Well, he just made a pass on Tom Roscoe here. He's going to clear him coming off turn number 2, so that puts him up in the 16th spot. Jason just being real patient right now, trying to work his way up through the field. Let's go back and look at 7th place, Mark Arthur. So Lori and Connie, their driver out on track right now. He's under fire from Derek Paulson a little bit right now, but managing to hold on to that 7th spot. Jamie Walker's fallen back to 6th. John Perkins and Rick Thompson, both on fresh tires, both out of Speed Mafia. They're running 4th and 5th.
Sam, I wanted to mention something while you had Jason up there on the screen. They're showing his in-car and stuff. Somebody we're missing tonight on the in-car. It's at 29 at Trevor Harmon. I was really hoping to see him tonight on the in-car, and I wanted to see with this mile track if he'd like to have an adult beverage while he done this track also.
I mean, the straightaways are long enough. I'm sure you could get a few sips in, right? Well,
I'm sure you could.
Let's go up to the front here. Chris Carroll, still your race leader, but I'd like to point out he's gapped Dakota Todd to about 4.5 seconds. And remember, now that first caution has flown here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there will not be a lap 140 competition caution. So these drivers are going to have to make green flag pit stops from here on out.
Yeah, Sam, you say Chris Carroll's 4 seconds in front of that Dakota Todd. Looking back in third spot with new tires, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he cannot seem to catch that 07 car.
I don't know if and that's what I said when they had that restart, right? Like, I don't know if maybe he burnt those tires up trying to get around people to get in the spot he's at right now.
And right now, there's only showing 3 drivers in the top 10 that did not take tires. Everybody else took tires that last pit stop.
Something I'd like to point out too, Terry, we should be seeing green flag pit stops starting to happen here very shortly. A lot of people last pit on lap 33. We said fuel run's going to be about 40 to 45 laps, so we're definitely almost in our fuel window.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math on that one too, but I ran out of fingers.
You literally have a calculator on your computer.
I have one on my phone too.
I know. What are you doing?
And I got a bunch of paper here. So, hey, Sam, let's look at something right quick since we're watching these guys kind of single file. Right. Trevor Harmon must be listening. He actually went live. And he is having a cold malted beverage.
Is he?
Yes.
Hold on a second. Let's go on board here. Oh yeah, he is in there. There he is.
There. Oh, one-handed.
Oh wait, now he's
Now he's
vaping.
hitting
He's got to get that vaping while going into turn 1. Good thing he's got a teammate in front of him. Oh, there it is.
Hey, Trevor, give us a wave. Evidently, you're listening to us.
I
Give
was
us a
going to
wave.
say, you're definitely listening to us, Trevor. How about a wave? We're keeping you up until you wave. Must be some delay.
Oh, we love you, man.
That's awesome. Oh, there. Oh, man.
There he goes.
He waved right as I clicked it away.
To let everybody know, Trevor did wave at us.
He did
if you
wave
guys
at
didn't
us.
catch it.
Yeah, he did wave at us. I'm bringing him back up.
Doing good, Trevor.
Bringing him back up. He's got a big old grin on his face, too.
We'll get back to action here in a second. Hey, Trevor, you ain't got nobody around you. Go ahead and just let go of the steering wheel for a little bit.
I wouldn't do that. He's got his teammate in front of him. He don't want to do that.
All right, let's get back to action here.
Well, I mean, since we're on the subject of in-car cameras, I mean, he is back out on track. He's got some of that damage fixed, but we got an in-car camera on old Corey Ruthford.
Yeah, Corey, right now, just let his brother get around him there. Josh Ruthford in the 64 just went around the 5-car, Corey Ruthford.
Well, hey, you know something I want to point out there. If you look, he's wearing a TSP True Sim Productions t-shirt.
Yes,
you
he
too,
is.
ladies and gentlemen, you can get yourself one of those fancy t-shirts if you go to SavageEdge.com. Corey's got them on there.
Sam, I want to say something real quick about the poll you put out there. Will someone in the bottom 4 make the next round? Right now, we're at 73% on yes and 27% no.
Well, here's the thing. Who's in our bottom 4? I think the first runner of those is Derek Paulson.
No, Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Is it Taylor? Oh yeah, it is Taylor. You're right. Oh, we got a caution. 98 of Dominic Lee involved. Let's see what happened to him. Goes down into 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, it looks like about us. Oh, no.
You know what, Terry? We got to go on the in-car camera because you know what I think he did there? It honestly looks like there's another car there and it was neck code, but I think he missed a shift. I think he was downshifting and he missed a shift. So let me see if I can find the cockpit here. Since SDK wants to put everything not in alphabetical order. But let's go ahead and play it here and see what happens. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. So we were just about to be at green flag pit stops, but now everybody coming down pit road, and now looks like everybody going to be taking tires.
Sam, race control out there. They're doing it quick tonight, buddy. That was on the 98 car, Dominic Lee.
And I'm telling you, man, he missed a shift. I mean, that car came right. You could hear it in the in car. He just, as soon as he went to downshift, it's like he either went to second and meant to go to third or something, because that car just locked up and went right around.
Dominic did come up over the radio and did apologize to the 18 of Jason Powell. So, and again, that's how we do this stuff here.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go side by side while we're under caution. We're going to pay them bills again. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and cut it short because we're about to go back green flag racing here at Milwaukee. Had a quick yellow flag. And Chris Carroll is your race leader. He's going to be bringing them around to the green flag. Fires them off, and we're back underway. Down into 1 and 2. Chris Carroll got a good restart right there. Everybody pretty much single filed out rather quickly.
And Sam, looking at the time to score, looks like everybody took tires. Maybe one driver, the 14, Dave Seeks, did not. But it seemed like everybody else may have.
So it looks like the 14 missed the memo on the tire strat, at least for that caution. Because you're right, I'm looking myself, and the only other person I seen not take tires was Dalton Kilrow. But as you mentioned, when he came back in, he lost his set due to the connection issue. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin running third. Mark Arthur running fourth. Jamie Walker, and that's your top 5. We're 79 laps in here at Milwaukee.
Sam, hate to say this, but I think the 46, Fred Thompson, I think he put it on the hauler, bud.
See if we can't get an eye on Fred. Yeah, it looks like Fred is not out on track anymore. So number 46 loading up. Where do we head next week?
We are heading to Bristol, baby.
Oh, man, we're going from one short track to another. and Bristol. So ladies and gentlemen, here's our next round. It's Bristol on the 9th, Richmond on the 15th, and then the Charlotte Oval on the 23rd. So that's your next round. That's your round of 12. Be sure to go ahead and follow the Facebook page to be updated when points come out to see if your driver makes it into the next round. That's Blazing Pedals Racing League on Facebook.
Sam, we got a nice battle up front here between the 88, 12, 10, 7, and the 24.
I was going to
12.
say.
Wow, Mark Arthur being really aggressive.
Not only that, Dakota Todd looking for the race lead right now. He's got a fender on Chris Carroll right now. They're side by side going through 1 and 2. Mark Arthur about to take over that 3rd position, bring Jamie Walker with him.
Again, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10. He is in the bottom 4 of this chase, so he needs a good showing tonight.
Dakota Todd managed to get around Chris Carroll. Chris trying to get back by him, I think, here. I'm not sure. He might be just trying to ride right now, because now he's under pressure by that 12 of Mark Arthur.
Also, the 88 just trying to find a way around that 12 car.
Well, he's looking to the inside here in 3 and 4. Thought better of it and backed out.
I think Jamie might have a little bit of faster car in that 12.
Well, we know everybody's got fresh tires now, right? So, and we know Jamie, he was pretty quick at the very beginning on them first set of fresh tires. So I'm not sure. He might be just trying to ride right now. He tried to make the move on Mark. Mark closed the door. Just have to see what happens here. Everybody really single filed out right now. Mark Arthur looking for 2nd. He had a great run coming out of turn number 2 and manages to clear the 24 going into 3 and 4. And Jamie Walker's going to come with him.
And Sam, that was a good pass out of the 12 car. I really was waiting for him to drift up in front of Carroll, but he never did.
You know, not only that, but, I mean, that 88, he saw that move, right? He saw Mark get underneath of him. He also got a run and just followed him right along through and put him up in the 3rd place. So both of them making great moves here tonight to get up to the front. But now they're going to have to chase down that 07 who's been fast all night long.
So, Sam, 2nd to, I want to say, 8th place, 6th place, 7th place. Let me look here. I think I messed up here. John Perkins, is he in the chase?
Yes, he is.
So, a lot of the chase drivers are right up there in front, man.
Hey, you got Dakota Todd, he's your race leader. You see he does not have the yellow banner, so he is not in playoffs. Mark Arthur is. Jamie Walker, Chris Carroll, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Rick Thompson, Derek Paulson, John Perkins, Rick Thompson, Tanner Marr, Rick Thompson.
Yeah, but so everybody but Dakota Todd.
So there's 2 drivers in the top 10 right now who are not in the playoffs. You got the 15 of Mike Hamlin getting passed here by the 40 of Matthew Robinson and Dakota Todd. Those are the only 2 drivers not in the playoffs right now inside the top 10.
Exactly. So, I mean, these guys, Tanner Marr and Taylor Butcher Benjamin need a good showing tonight to keep their playoff fight going.
Let's talk about Jason Powell. He's up 11 spots from the start of the race. He's been kind of bouncing from the mid to the rear of the field. He was involved in that accident between the 98. Looks like he got the damage fixed on that 18 and has found himself up in P12 looking for 11th, having a good run.
Yeah, up 11 spots is that 18 car, Jason Powell. Another one, Matthew Robinson, had to start for the pits. He's up 20 spots already, Sam, in that 10th place.
Yeah, those cautions flew for the right time, or at the right time for him, I should say. He didn't go down a lap, so he managed to catch the rear of the field on the first one, and it's just been kind of moving his way up through the field through all these other ones. So having a great run here tonight, sitting in P10.
Got time roster, Jason Powell working on that 15 of Mike Hamlin at the moment. Jason Powell was able to get around him nice and clean. Ty Borosco looking underneath of the 15, trying to get around him.
Yeah, good battle going on right here.
Oh, they didn't touch there, boy. That was close.
And right behind them, you got the 22 of Brad Collins. Haven't said a whole lot about him tonight. He's having a good run, sitting in 14th.
Yeah, Brad Collins in that 22. We haven't really seen a lot out of that 22 in the last few races. Right behind him, 89 of the Lone Dutchman, Phil Van Fleet, doing an awesome job out there tonight.
So the real question is, when is strategy going to start to come into play? Remember, we saw Dees stay out while everybody came in pit road the first lap to get a point there. And I think that was a smart move on his part, because every point's going to matter here in these playoffs. But now he's sitting in P16, trying to work his way back up to the field.
I'm sitting there looking at our picks. Your pick, Paul Ellison, in that 55, all the way back to 27th. I think he might be the first car, the last car on the lead lap. And my pick, Corey Sherman, dropped 13 spots back down to 24th place.
I tell you what, man, that broadcaster's curse. It's something else, ain't it?
I believe it is. So we got to talk about him, or I mean, there's no use for us to be here, right?
Well, see, here's something we can point out, though, is, I may have picked that 55 of Paul Ellison. He's having kind of a bad race, but that don't matter for him tonight. He's already in the next round. He won Talladega, Atlanta.
Yeah, he won last week Atlanta, then a week before that was Chicago with Jamie Walker. So, yeah, we got two cars out here that's basically just testing, I guess you can say.
Well, while we were talking about that, Terry, we got to go back up to the front, because Mark Arthur has found his way into the race lead. He got around Dakota Todd, so put Mark Arthur to the point.
Now, interesting here, they're on lap 94. They last pitted at 74. They got 20 laps on these tires. Did Mark wear that car out a little bit to do that?
Well, he had to work his way up. Remember, he started in 13th spot here tonight, so he had to work his way up to the field. I think that whole time he was kind of testing the waters, seeing what the tires were going to do, checking the wear on them after each pit stop, communicating with that crew chief to see what's going on. It's something we see with him almost every week, especially at these short, flat racetracks. He always performs late in a race.
Mark Arthur coming up on last traffic of that 5 of Corey Rutherford. Mark right now sitting in our 8th place in our chase battle right now.
On a win, and he's in. Doesn't have to worry too much, but and you can tell that Dakota Todd's trying to get that race lead back. He actually got into the wall a little bit there on the last lap coming out of 4. And got real tight there coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Mark was just a tick faster that last lap. Dakota Todd faster than him this lap.
Yeah, it's been kind of bouncing back and forth, I've noticed, but we're going to have to go. Let's go back. Let's take a look. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he's someone who kind of needs to win here tonight to make it into the next round. Sitting in P5. But as we know, anything could happen, especially we hit green flag pit stop. Somebody could speed on pit road. Somebody can miss their entry. Anything can happen. It's a hard pit road here at Milwaukee.
Yeah, and right behind Taylor Butcher Benjamin is 7-6 Rick Thompson, the 6 Derek Paulson. They're both in this chase also. Dakota Todd is running down Mark Arthur just ever so slightly, just by looking at the timing and scoring.
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing here is that Mark's kind of diamonding the corner a little bit more than Dakota is. So Dakota's getting a good run through the center of the corner, but when they come off the corner, Mark just pulls away from them.
As they got lap traffic of 55, Paul Ellison, they're about ready to run down.
But if you look at the last time by, Terry, the last lap time...
Oh, it caught in the wall.
They were it was a 31.47 for Mark and a 31.46 for Dakota. So they're running almost identical lap times out there right now.
Right, and like I say, I don't know if you caught it or not, but the 07 did tag the wall just a little bit, coming off of 4, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's the second time that's happened. He did it coming off of turn 2 a couple of laps ago, and now doing it. So that's what I mean. You can tell how hard he's pushing, trying to get that race lead back. So track position is probably key here. It's probably really difficult to pass.
As we just done lap 100, we got 90 laps left of this race. Still anybody's race, Sam.
It's anybody's race, and we're going to go ahead and keep eyes on it, but we're going to take another quick commercial break. We're going to go side by side. Stick around.
Shut up and sit down.
We are back live. DSP True Sim Productions, TRJ Karting, Blazing Pedals League, racing here at Milwaukee Mile tonight. Mark Arthur still has the lead. Dakota Todd has got up to him many, many times. Just can't seem to make the pass on that 12 car. Everything else has pretty much stayed the same. Jamie Walker still running back there. Chris Carroll still back there in 4th place. Rick Thompson in 5th. That's your top 5 right now. What you got? Anything, Sam?
No, I'm just kind of looking at timing and scoring right now, and I'm noticing that, of course, everybody last pit on lap 74, lap 76, 75, somewhere around there. We're now on lap 111 of 190. We should be seeing green flag pit stops here any time now.
Yeah, it's going to take some good pit stops out of this 12 car to stay in front of that 07 of Dakota Todd, I think. Mark makes a mistake. He is... here comes the 8 of Amanda Sherman coming out of pits. But, yeah, these guys are going to have some good pit stops to stay in front of him.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right.
Yeah, no. I had to take a second there. Yeah, Mark Arthur leading this thing. You said Amanda Sherman just came out of pit road. Jamie Walker just made his way around her. Chris Carroll about to do the same. Chris Carroll running 4th. I'd like to point out, though, that up 15 spots from the start of the race is the number 18 of Jason Powell. We talked to him a little bit there under that first caution, and he's having a good run right now. He loves these short tracks, so I think we're going to see him up near the front later in the race.
Well, we heard him say it, too. I'm good on long runs, and he's proving it right now. Like you said, he's in, what's he at, 8th place right now? And Jason Powell doing an awesome job out there. Too bad he's not still in the chase.
I kind of want to see what he runs this time by compared to our leaders. He's running a 31.71, and Mark last time by ran a 31.8. So Jason almost a 10th faster than the leader right now.
I think that 18 has something figured out on these long runs.
I think so too. I mean, I think he said he liked the setup. He liked the way it felt. So, I mean, it, like you said, it's showing, especially on this long run. Back up to the front. Dakota doing everything he can, but Mark's still prevailing. And I'm really surprised to see that number 88 of Jamie Walker. He's so far back off these two. Normally, he's good at these short, flat tracks.
Yeah, I was about ready to say the same thing, Sam. I was looking at the time and scoring with Mark and Todd, or Dakota, excuse me, being that far in front of the 88 of Jamie Walker, which is down 2 spots from the beginning of the race. He actually had the pole. And, yeah, these guys just keep putting time on him.
Well, something I want to point out, too, is Rick Thompson in that 76. I mean, he's up 14 spots from the start of the race, right? But he put himself in that position, and ever since then, he's been kind of maintaining it. So a really good move on strategy to get that 76 up there in the top 5 and get as many points as he can here tonight.
Now, Rick Thompson right now sitting in 10th in the chase points. I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty much good to go the next round, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, if he finishes where he's at, I'd say he's going to make it. I think the person that really has to worry right now is that number 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, where he sits right now. I wish there was some way we could implement the live points system. That would be really cool. Maybe for next season we can try and work on that.
That would be cool to see. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin, I mean, again, the ones he had to worry about was Tanner Marr, Corey Rutherford, and Ty Morosco, because Taylor was the very first car at the cutoff. So I think Taylor's doing a real good job being out there tonight, running, 5th place right now. He finishes there. I don't think he's going to have a problem moving on to the next round.
Jamie Walker's on pit road, Terry, one of the first ones to come down, so that's going to pull everybody else down. And I was just about to mention that when I was looking over here at the end cars, I could see Jason's fuel calculator, and it's almost empty. So we're going to be seeing everybody start coming down pit road here as you see Jamie goes a lap down.
Jamie coming in on lap 117, getting fuel and tires with a 14.88 stop. I'll tell you what, Sam, from the beginning of this race, see, lap 3, we had a caution. Lap 32, and lap 72, we had a caution. We're at lap 118. I think these drivers have figured out how to keep these things on the track and not have to do some pacing.
Yeah, as you see the 76 of Rick Thompson bringing it down pit road.
Jamie Walker trying to get his lap back. He's running up on Dakota Todd and Mark Arthur pretty quick with these new sets of tires.
And again, the question is when will these guys pit? I think it's going to be right here. Yep, both of them coming down pit road. Mark Arthur and Dakota Todd.
So that might give Jamie the lead. I would almost, well, after the cycles through.
Yeah, it handed it back over to Chris Carroll. But, you know, Terry, I'm not sure. Remember, those two, Mark Arthur and Dakota Todd, they had a pretty good gap on Jamie before pit stop started. So we're going to have to see how it plays out and cycles through. But Chris Carroll's maintaining the race lead right now. We'll have to see when he comes down pit road. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin stayed out another lap as well.
Mark Arthur and Dakota Todd both did take tires and fuel, and they are now heading back out. They come out of the pits like they came into pits. Mark Arthur leading the 07, and here comes Jamie Walker getting in the mix with them.
I want to keep an eye on this number 18 of Jason Powell. Like I said, I can see him on his in-car. I can see his fuel. I'm going to guess he's going to come this time just by based on what I can see. But he is definitely running that thing almost empty. I got to give him credit because I'm looking at his sim racing app's fuel calculator, right? I can see it. And I would not run it that red.
He is coming down pit lane
I
as
told
you speak
you.
here, Sam.
I told you.
And I'm sure Jason's like, man, I'm doing such a good, run on this long run, no caution. I don't want to stop.
Well, the thing is that he waited a little bit longer. Now, he might lose a little bit of time because they're going to have fresher tires, right? It's kind of how it all cycles through. But he's going to have the freshest tires out of everybody on that longer run. And he said he likes them long runs. So, we'll have to keep an eye on him. The 18's doing a good job, though. I do love that paint scheme, too. I love the Bobby Labonte feel to it.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
It's even a Pontiac, too, if you didn't catch that.
No, I did not catch that.
Mark Arthur is going to take over the race lead. And Jamie Walker actually, I think, jumped Dakota Todd on that pit stop. So put Dakota back in third.
So we know Arthur's tires are, one, maybe 2 laps fresher than the 88. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference.
I think it's going to make a little bit of a difference, but like you said, it ain't going to make too much. I think eventually they're going to plateau and kind of even off. But the shortstop strategy definitely worked for the 88, but he went way wide into turn 1 right there and just kind of let the 07 by.
Well, again, we talked about it earlier. The 88's got to win. I think he's just out there running around, maybe trying to get some championship points.
It's possible. How about that number 40 and Matthew Robinson? Everything cycled through. He's now up in the 6th spot.
Speaking of championship points, Jamie Walker right now is 39 points ahead of second place Paul Ellison in the point standing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, after it may have locked him into the next round for the 55, but having the run he's having here tonight, he's running 27th, 1 lap down. It's definitely going to hurt him going into the next round.
Mark Arthur working around in the 64 Rutherford, making a nice clean pass on the bottom side of him.
Yeah, he's
Good
got
job for Rutherford.
He's got a lot of other lap traffic in front of him, though. He's got Brad Lawson there in the 63. He's got the 98 of Dominic Lee and Corey Rutherford there. So he's going to have to make quick work of these guys, or else he's going to allow Dakota to catch back up to him.
Oh, yeah, Dakota. I mean, he's got 3 cars right there. Mark Arthur has got to get around and pin him.
We were almost
behind
3,
him.
4
Oh, here comes
wide.
Dakota Todd.
Did you see that go down into 1? We were almost 3 or 4 wide right there.
Wow, yeah, I did.
I mean, you look at Brad Lawson and Dominic Lee, they are battling for position, so I don't see Brad giving it up that easily right now.
So some of you out there may be watching, I know Mark's mom and sister are watching this, you might be wondering why these guys don't move out of the way. One thing we do at Blazing Pedals, we do not ask anybody to lay over, no matter if you're a lap down, 500 laps down. We don't ask anybody to lay over for our leaders. I mean, the leader got there for, somehow he done it on his own. So that's why we don't ask these guys to move over.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it right here. Let's look at Brad Lawson and Dakota Todd and all them there. Brad's trying to get the pass done on the 98. 98's trying to keep his position. Dakota's just trying to get around him. But
now he's trying to work on now he's trying to work on the 63 of Lawson, and I don't know if Lawson moved out of his way, but that gave a heck of a gap for Mark Arthur back to Dakota Todd.
Well, if you notice, it looked like Lawson was trying to keep where he was at until once he got around that 98 is when he started laying over a little bit for the 07. So once he got that position, he was a little bit more comfortable letting the 07 get by him a little bit easier.
Now Lawson's got the 88 behind him, trying to work his 88, Walker trying to work his way around him, and he does get down on the bottom, and that was a close one. The 63 coming down just a little bit behind the 88. I thought he was going to touch bumpers. News, Sam, on your driver, Paul Ellison, he just said he's got damaged. That's why he's back where he is.
Interesting. I mean, you can see it in the right front of that race car. He's definitely got it crinkled a little bit. Some scrapes on the side of that 55.
I think it was Dalton Kilroy that he was talking to. He let Dalton just get around him in that 41 car.
Yeah, and Dalton's still 4 laps down right now.
And Dalton, being 4 laps down at the moment, he's got so many cars in front of him right now, just 1 lap down here and there. Bad night for Dalton Kilroy.
But still out there trying. I mean, anything can happen.
Dalton Kilroy right now sitting 3rd in our points battle.
Well, I'm looking now. You see, we're looking at Dalton right here. He's coming out of turn number 4. But if we go back and look where Mark Arthur is, he's just now coming out of turn 4. So Mark might be catching him a little bit here. I'm going to look at the lap times. Dalton ran a 31:03 that time by. Mark with a 31:08. So if Dalton can maintain that pace, he should be okay to, not go another lap down. But Mark's definitely running really fast right now. He's doing good.
Right now, Sam, out of the 31 drivers, we have 18 on the lead lap. Corey Sherman in number 3 being the last car on that lead lap.
And he's got Mark Arthur coming in his mirror too, so Corey's not going to lay over real easy because that caution could fly anytime. He doesn't want to go a lap down.
Hey, Corey Sherman's not sitting in a bad spot. He's 4th in our chase. Dalton Kilroy, again, like I said, he's in 3rd. So the guys aren't sitting in a bad spot, but they both need a really good finish tonight.
About Jason Powell, we've been talking about him on long runs. It hasn't really gotten to that point yet, but he is running the same lap times as the race leader right now, almost a little bit quicker. And he's sitting back there in 9th.
Yeah, Jason Powell working on the back of the 40 of Matthew Robinson. Matthew Robinson doing an awesome job tonight, up 22 spots from the beginning. Again, he is the one that had to start from the pits tonight.
Yeah, again, those caution flags kind of fell in his favor tonight and up 22 positions, as he said. Having a good run, but Jason Powell trying to get around him. Let's see that time by. Jason ran a 31.42. Mark ran a 31.2. But Mark's got a little bit more clear racetrack in front of him right now.
I was kind of watching Jason Powell as I'm watching his Zen car. I know you ain't showing it, but watching his Zen car as he makes these turns and watching him turn his head to the left just a little bit every time he makes a turn.
Well, we can bring him back up. We'll bring him back up.
Yeah, just see if we can watch him a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he's turning his head. It's not going to help you turn better, Jason, I swear.
And I tell you, Jason doesn't have it on now, but he does. He has ran VR before. And if anybody doesn't know, you run a VR, you actually move your whole body with that thing.
Oh, Lori out in chat saying Mark doesn't need them to move.
You're absolutely right, Lori. Mark's good enough. He'll figure his way around that.
You can see the concentration. Jason Powell.
You know, Sam, another one, I know we laugh about it, but Trevor Harmon, I mean, he does have a look on his face of determination, and he's doing it too. Yeah, we laugh about him having a cold one or hitting his vape pen or whatever, but all these guys that we can see, they have the concentration there.
Everybody trying to maintain that rhythm. I mean, it's a tough racetrack, a flat, mile-long racetrack. 50 laps to go, Terry.
Firearms is, but thank you. We appreciate that. We're trying to do our best, and like I always say, these guys give us a story to tell, and they do it every Sunday. So thank you, sir.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, and they could correct me, but I'm pretty sure that in chat, USA Firearms, I'm pretty sure that's Brian Zimmerman.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
If you had to guess.
If I had to guess. So Jason actually made his way around the 40, now trying to work his way around lap traffic of Joe Alberico. But he's now in 8th spot. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, remember, kind of on that playoff bubble. Needs to have a win here tonight to make it in the next round pretty much, but having a good run here in 6th. Ah, you see, look in the chat. Yep, Brian Zimmerman, I was correct. What's up, Zimmy?
I kind of miss you on track too, bud.
Yeah, where are you at? Could have had 32 out here.
Hey, Brian, you're still in 38th place in our chase.
Let's see who else we got. Tanner Marr. He's running 12th. He's down 6 spots from the start of the race. Kind of struggling here. We talked to him at the beginning of the race in practice. Remember, he said he wasn't feeling too comfortable, but he's having a good run. But will it be enough to get him into the next round? That's the question.
Tanner Marr right now is our 15th place driver, or 15th in the chase there. So he needs to do something with that 4 car. He's got some drivers he has to get around to possibly move on next week. As we head to Bristol, baby, 300 laps. We're going to do a transition race here. We're going to start in the daytime and in the nighttime. So that ought to be a pretty good race, Sam.
Yeah, and remember, that'll be next Sunday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time here on True Sim Productions, as always. As this playoff starts, these playoffs start to heat up a little bit. Be sure to tune in. It's only going to get better here until the end of the season.
Tell you what, since we started this chase, we have not been disappointed with what we've been seeing on track each and every week. These guys are giving us one hell of a show that we can show you guys out there in TSP land.
So let's see here. We're about 25 laps into a fuel run, so another 20 or 25 laps more. These drivers are going to have to pit one more time. We got
at least one more time.
Yeah, we got about almost 40 laps to go. So it should be the final pit stops here coming up very soon.
So that's going to be interesting to see how many of these guys have that extra set of tires.
So he says 38th, busy weekend for me. Couldn't work and race in a race tonight. Hopefully next Sunday I can make it for Bristol. Well, we hope to see you out there for Bristol.
Yeah, definitely, Brian. I'd love to see you out there. But, like, yeah, 38th place. But they're knocking them dead. Mark Arthur seems to be keep putting just all kinds of distance on that second place Dakota Todd. We're now over 1 second over Dakota Todd out there in the lead.
Yeah, and I'm kind of watching the lap times here. Showing Mark, he's running about 31.6s, 31.5s. Everybody else is kind of in the 7 to 8 ranges. But Dakota Todd's the only other driver who is hitting those lap times. Even Jason Powell, last time by, he might have been working around some lap traffic, but he ran a 31.8.
Watching the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to work his way. There he goes around Greg Moore in that 34 car. Lap traffic 34 car of Greg Moore. He's got 1, 2, 3, 9. He's got about 12, 13 other cars that's joining him being laps down.
Yeah, but Greg Moore is the first car lap down right now, so if the caution flag flew, he'd be the lucky dog. So he's not in a terrible spot just yet. However, Mark is looking to put Brad Collins a lap down.
Yeah, you said that a little bit ago. We was talking about Corey Sherman being the first car a lap down. He's now down 15 spots in the 26th spot, 2 laps down. Man, bad night for the showing of the 3. Needed a good run.
Hey, let's point it out. Dalton's gained a spot. He's moved up from 30th to 29th. He got around Corey Rutherford. So it looks like Rutherford went in and fixed some damage. That allowed Dalton to get a couple of laps on him and gain a spot. Hey, every point matters, right?
It does. It definitely does. I think we got some pit stops going. Joshua Rutherford in 64 just called out his, but he didn't. He pitted at 102, and we're at 150. So, yeah, it's time for him to be coming in.
Mark trying to get around the lap car of Brad Collins in that 22. Now Brad Collins is going to be the first car lap down. Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, bringing it down pit side. So is Tanner Mark. I believe final pit stops might be happening here. I see right sides going up on both these race cars. I assume left sides as well. Actually, no. Wow, bold move for the Ford. That was Tanner Marr. He took 2 tires only on that stop. A little bit of strategy going on. I like it.
Yeah, I watched the 64. Josh Rutherford, he took 4. And the lone Dutchman in that 89, he also took 4.
So I'm wondering if Tanner might have used that 2-tire strategy to maybe loosen up that race car just a little bit more. We know drivers are complaining about it being a little bit on the tighter side here on a long run. We know if you take just 2 right side tires, that can help loosen the car up on a longer run. So I like the strategy. I like the call.
Just trying to find stuff to look and talk about, guys. That's all we're trying to do for you.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much single filed out right now. I mean,
that's
caution flag.
Sam.
Caution flag. As we say that. Looks like it's a 34 of Greg Moore. I mean, he couldn't have picked a better number. I love saying that. It's a 34 of Greg Moore. Rhymes and everything. But it looks like it might have been just a self spin on his part. Not quite sure. Oh, no, Tanner Marr gets into the back of him, sends him around. And then he finishes him off right there. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'd say if you get a word in from race control there, Terry, it's probably going to be on the 4, if I had to guess.
Well, Sam, you are absolutely right. Race control hollered at the 4. So, Tanner Marr, he does not need this, but he has got to go to the back of the field here in a little bit.
And your race leader's bringing it down pit road. So I'm wondering if maybe they can make it from here. Yeah, I see Zemi out in chat saying caution will kill Tanner's early pit strategy, and it did. And unfortunately, Tanner was involved with the caution, so he's also going to be getting the EOL. So definitely not going to be helping his strategy here tonight.
Yeah, the only thing I can see coming out of this for the 4 is maybe getting another caution here in a little bit. To his advantage, of course. He doesn't want to be caught up in it.
But I tell you what, let's bring up somebody we haven't talked to at all yet here in a while. Let's bring up Dakota Todd. Dakota Todd, driver of the 07 at Sam and Terry Nabuthi. You got me.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. Been watching you try and battle Mark all night. I really just wanted to talk and ask you, do you think you got something for him?
I think I keep my head on straight and don't overdrive it. I think I can give him a run for his money.
So is his tires playing a factor here tonight? Are you going to have to manage him here to get around him, or just kind of walk me through it a little bit?
No, I don't think it's more or less managing tires. It's managing when you shift and when you downshift and getting the runs up off the corner. I think is where I'm going to have to beat him.
All right, man. Well, you're going to probably be coming to green here with about 30 laps to go. We'll put you back down with your team. Good luck in the rest of the race.
Appreciate it, fellas.
That was the driver of the 07, Dakota Todd. You heard it there, Terry. He thinks he's got something for him.
And I wouldn't doubt that so much either, Sam. I mean, that 07 is hot tonight. Did they all pit? Yeah, they both pitted, took tires. So, like you said, 30 laps here, probably maybe 31 laps. I don't know. But, man, it's going to be a heck of a shootout.
Well, yeah, as we're going to be getting the one to green right here. A lot of drivers taking that wave around. Saw Dalton Kilrow as one of them. I want to point out, real quick before we go back green, he gained another spot.
Still a long way to go.
He's up to 28. Hey, but you know what? We're about 30 laps to go here. Cautions breed cautions. What could happen? I mean, anything, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. A caution could, cautions do breed cautions, as we do well know that. We've had 4 so far in the race, which I think these guys are doing real good on this short track. It's 1 mile track here in Milwaukee.
It's going to be in the hands of Mark Arthur.
And there is no restart zone here, Sam.
And pace car's off, and he fires up. Back through the gears we go. We're back under green. 31 laps to go here at Milwaukee, down into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll got a good jump there. He's going to get around Jamie Walker for third. Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to follow him. Oh, Dakota Todd making a big move down to the inside. Mark Arthur's going to block him all the way to the grass. Oh, what a move. Oh, he's going to get loose going in the corner. Chris Carroll trying to make something happen on the outside. They're docile for position everywhere right now as we look a little bit further back. Mike Hamlin and Derek Paulson got a little loose there coming off 4.
Here comes Jamie Walker trying to make a move on that 07. Chris Carroll right on the back end of that 88. If those guys didn't touch, the 07 and 24 did not touch a little bit ago, I would be very amazed.
That was...
Mark Arthur down almost into the grass.
I mean, he threw one heck of a block on Dakota there coming down the backstretch. I mean, that was... I mean, you couldn't go much more further. Would have put Dakota in the grass. I see Dakota maybe giving Mark a little bumper here.
Try to move that 12 out of the way, maybe.
Oh yeah, after that, I can see it happening.
I think the 07 just got a little loose coming off 2 back here.
Yeah, now he's under pressure from Walker on the high side, but that high side has not really had the momentum off the corner. As we got another yellow.
Caution.
I think it might have been, yeah, the 55. Yeah, the 55 and the 98 involved. 98 involved in another one. Let's take a look at the 98 here. Oh, down in the corner. Oh, yeah. Ellison just gets into the back of the 98 and sends him around. So we're going to re-rack him and do it again, Terry.
And race control did come out. That is Paul Ellison, that 55 car's fault. And Sam, he got a meatball off of this too.
So I guess it's a good thing that he locked himself in last week. Kind of not having good luck here tonight. Well, while we're under caution, we're going to go ahead and go side by side. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, we're going to go ahead and cut it short because these guys are about to be going green flag racing once again. They're all stacked up, ready to fire off once again. Let's see if we can't finish off these last 25 laps here at Milwaukee. Pace car is going to duck on off. And Mark fires them off. We're back underway.
Mark gets a good jump again, as he has last time on that 07. 88-24. Doing it again, too. They're out there messing around, about to banging each other's doors.
Yeah, and Dakota, he got a good start there, but I don't think it was the start he was really looking for, because Mark's got a pretty good gap here going down into turns 3 and 4. Everybody pretty much single filed out. First side-by-side battle we got is that 15 of Mike Hamlin and the 40 of Matthew Robinson.
Sam, don't look now, back here in 5th place is the 76, Rick Thompson. He is battling in his chase.
Everybody's pretty much single filed out once again. We got 24 laps to go here at Milwaukee. Mark Arthur, your race leader. Dakota Todd doing everything he can to get to the back bumper of that number 12. And I think he's going to try and move him here for the lead once he gets there.
And Sam, something you caught during the caution was the 12 doing something. You want to tell about that?
Oh, he was shutting the engine off, trying to save as much fuel. But, I mean, I know Mark does that no matter what when it is. Any caution, it could be the beginning of the race, the middle, or end of the race. It don't matter. Mark is always shutting that engine off and saving as much fuel as he can under caution.
Chris Carroll looking underneath the 88, trying to get that spot back from Jamie Walker.
Looks like he's going to clear him here coming off turn 4. Give P3 to Chris Carroll. I want to keep an eye up front here because Dakota keeps getting closer and closer. I think we're going to have a battle for the lead here coming up.
Again, are we going to expect a little bit of bump out of that 07 onto that 12? Maybe try to move him out of the way or run him deep into the, not deep, but run him on the outside of the turn, make him push out.
I think he's just kind of watching and waiting. I think he has the ability to do it. I think he has the momentum to do it here. He's had a couple of runs, a couple of laps now. I think he's just waiting for the right time to make that move.
Yeah, coming this time by, we're at 20 laps to go.
Looks like Mark, he got a little tight coming off turn number 2 there. Caution flag is out. Looks like the 98 might have been involved again. Yes, he is. See what happens here. Oh, they're 3 wide. Yeah, let's back it up a little bit further. Let's see how they get into this 3 wide situation. Looks like Wellman goes to the outside of Sherman, and then the 98 sees an opportunity, makes it 3 wide. Oh, yeah, I mean. Oh, the 42. Might have been a little retaliation there, Terry.
Okay, Sam, from Race Control 42, Kyle Wellman. He will be getting the penalty off that one, the EOL.
Yeah, it looks like the 98 pushed it 3 wide, entered a little too flat in the corner, pushed up the racetrack, got into the 42, and 42 sent him around. See a few drivers electing to bringing it down pit road here.
Sam, I just happened to see Tanner Marr in that 4 car. He is loaded up on the hauler heading to Bristol.
What happened to Tanner?
I don't know. He went bye-bye.
He was just running fine. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got nobody in the infield care center.
Don't know. He left.
Tanner Marr, you're being paged to the broadcast. Tanner Marr. Well, we said it earlier, Terry. Them cautions, they seem to breed more cautions. And here we are with 18 laps to go. See Jason Powell bringing it down pit side. Now, that's an interesting call. I kind of want to see what he's doing here. He's taking right sides. Had a set of tires left with 18 to go. That's a bold call. I like it.
Kyle Wellman with that EOL elected to come on down pit lane, and I think he took fuel only. I'd have to look when he comes back out, see what he did. No, he actually took tires. That'd be number 6 penalty or caution we have tonight.
Looks like we're getting ready to go 1 to green here. When they come back around, it'll be 16 laps to go when they take the green flag.
Sam, we've seen this play out with Mark Arthur being in the lead. He's been getting a good jump on the 7 of Dakota Todd. I wonder if Dakota Todd has timed this out this time. Corey, when you listen to this back, Corey Rutherford, that is, if you listen to this back, man, thanks for hanging out and sticking it out, man, racing. You're sitting 29th at this point, 5 laps down. You could have left a long time ago, but thank you for sticking it out.
Hey, Dalton Kilro's up another position. He's actually up 2 more positions.
Trevor, I know you're listening. You're the last car in the lead lap. You might want to do something here, buddy.
Mark Arthur fires him off. We're back under green. 16 laps to go. Down into turns 1 and 2. A lot going on in the back here. About 5th place, 6th place. We got a battle going on. Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to get all the points he can. Try and point his way into the next round.
Yeah, right behind him, Tom Roscoe pointing. 6 of Derek Paulson also looking for a win. The 40, Matthew Robson. Man, he is on a tear in that 40 car. Starting from the pits, he's up. I'm trying to find him real quick. 21 spots.
Yeah, having a good run right now. Let's go back. Let's look at Jason Powell. He came down pit road and took them 4 tires, but it doesn't seem like he's moving through the field like he thought he would be. Battling Dalton Kilrow here. Dalton again, still 2 laps down, 3 laps down. Back up to the front, though. It's all Mark Arthur. Starting to pull on Dakota Todd just a little bit. We kind of take a scan here through the field. You got a side-by-side battle with teammates Derek Paulson and Ty Morosco. Trying to make something happen. Rick Thompson managing to hold on to 5th position. I mean, this is just a whole gaggle of cars back here. They don't know what they want to do.
Well, they know we don't. I was gonna say we don't need no more cautions, but we just got one.
All right. So who do we have there? I think it was
83, Joe Alberico.
Joe Alberico.
Check him out.
So we got coming off the corner here. Oh, looks like he got loose and had it caught, but Jason got in the back of him, Terry.
We're gonna see who claims this one. Joe Alberico with a meatball flag at the moment, too.
Well, this next restart is going to be the one that's going to count, I think, for Dakota Todd, Jamie Walker, anybody who's going to... Are they going to come down pit road? Jamie Walker bringing it down pit road. Nope, he's going to fake it.
And Sam, as of right now, we have no takers on this caution.
Well, I know Jason might not agree, but if I had to put it on someone there, I think I'd have to give it to him. It looked like Joe kind of had it saved until Jason got in the back of him there.
Joe Alberico did bring his car down pit lane. He has to sit there and get her worked on.
All right, we're under caution. There's 10 laps to go, though. Mark Arthur still your race leader. Dakota Todd running second. And I'm wondering if we're going to see that big move we were talking about from that 07. I think it's going to be coming here.
All righty, I was getting some stuff done here, Sam, but I believe you're right. We may see some out of that '07 this time by. I mean, we're about 9 laps into this, left to go.
Yeah, I think
Eighth line.
I think we're going to be going 1 to green right here. So when we take
Corey
the
Sherman,
flag,
driver 3, has been getting his lap back, so he's now the last car on this lead lap in that 3 car.
so when we take the green flag, it's going to be 8 laps to go. See Zimmy out in chat saying, don't count out Carroll. Well, we're not counting anybody out here right now because with them restarting and re-racking them, it's pretty much anybody's race at this point.
All right, yep. Nothing out of race control in this one, Sam, so the admins will have to look at this one at the end of the race.
Well, we're going to have to see how this one plays out. Pace car's off. Mark fires off. We're back underway.
He did get a nice jump again on that 07, but the 07 played a little smarter as 24 gets in the back of the 07.
Oh, no, 07 almost gets in the back of the 12. Some hard racing going on here. Oh, he's going to save it. Carroll gets around the 07.
I think the 07 may have touched the wall just a little bit, Sam. We got the 6 coming into view, the 76 coming into view.
Yeah, Dakota Todd's losing a lot of momentum. Dave Seats into the wall back there.
Matthew Robinson in that 40 also making some moves back here, or up here, I should say.
We're 3 wide back here. We got to go back up to the front, though. Carroll trying to run down Mark. There's 7 laps to go, coming to 6. Dakota Todd's dropped back down to 4th. And we got another yellow.
Another one.
Bruce Pearson, looks like, number 19, having some issues. See if we can find him out on the racetrack. It looks like, yeah, it's the 19. He's having some issues here. Cautions breed cautions. We've said it before. Oh, the 42 and the 98 and the 19 were all kind of involved on that one. So
yeah, that's what I see too, Sam, on your in your replay there. That's 3 cars.
Yeah, let's kind of slow it down a little bit here, just a little bit. So going down into 3 and 4. I mean, the 98 kind of comes down, but the 42 kind of comes up, but the 98 gets in the 19. I mean, there's a lot going on there. These guys are racing hard.
Yeah, I'd almost contribute that to hard racing right there, Sam.
We'll let the chat decide, as I always say.
There you go.
Who's at fault? We always let the chat decide.
Some of these guys with these cautions coming like this, Sam, are starting to get their laps back.
I think we're going to have a green-white checkered here, Terry.
Oh, we ain't had one of those for a while.
No, we haven't. And a green-white checkered here to finish out the first round of the playoffs. Oh, man. Everybody get ready.
And I think what we do, 2 or 3, I don't remember how many we do. It's been so long.
I think it's 3.
Man, Sherman giving Dalton Kilroy some crap out there on the track, having fun.
Not sure if we're going to go into overtime or if it's going to be a natural green-white checkered. Let's see if they get one to go this time.
You know, Mark Arthur's probably chomping at the bit. Says, "Man, I want this race to be over with. I want this win. I want locked in."
I think Chris Carroll's saying the same thing.
But he probably wants all the laps so he can keep you having that chance.
All right, it is. It's going to be a natural green-white checkered here.
Well, we ain't with the turn one yet.
That's very true. Trying to be optimistic.
I know. So that's the 8th caution we've had, Sam. 153 is pretty much when we started having Caution Fest.
Well, it's the end of the race. Everybody's trying to get as many positions as they can here, as many points as they can. We'll see if they can keep them straight here for these last 3 laps.
I mean, I understand what they're doing. You and I've been here, done it. I mean, you're trying to get every little bit you can.
Oh, Mark Arthur's going to be in control here. It's going to be green-white checkered. Flagman's also going to show popsicle sticks in the air. Green flag is out. Now 2 laps to go.
Your muggins jump out of the 12 car. We got the 88 underneath 24. Oh, it looks like he is powering through that turn, trying to get in front of that 24, and he does.
He does. Now he's got to get to Mark Arthur here in a lap and a half. I don't know if he's going to have the time to do it. Dakota Todd making a move down here. Oh, man, we got problems back here. Derek Paulson's going around. Is the caution going to come out? That's a big one. Caution's out before we get the white flag. We're going to go back overtime.
That was with Dalton Kilroy. I don't know who hit him, but I think Dalton got hit.
That started with Dalton. We're going to back it up as far as we can here. I want to go back. Yeah, because Dalton's already in the wall. I wouldn't say it started with him, but see what happens with Dalton. Oh, looks like Trevor Harmon comes down into Dalton. So that's what started that. But then if we go up further, let's see if we can't get a shot on this. Derek Paulson gets out of shape. Got to find him. He was another one who was on the playoff bubble. So, yeah, they're 3 wide right here. Let's back it up a little bit. Looks like...
So, Sam, look at Dakota Todd with that, too. He's the one that's getting blamed for this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you'd put this here. Because Dakota Todd goes in the corner, comes up, and gets into Paulson. They keep it straight. I mean, that's kind of tough to say. That's going to be a tough one if the admins have to look at that.
Well, I'm going to make sure before they put it out there, so I'm going to ask them one more time.
A lot of race cars tore up in this one. Cautions breed cautions. That is correct, Brian. We know it. Short track racing. Everybody wants that win. Everybody wants to get as many positions as they can. So we're going to be going into a Blazing Pedals overtime.
Sam, I noticed the 3-car, Corey Sherman. He is loaded up heading to Bristol.
All right. So that's another playoff contender not having a good night tonight. And Derek Paulson, he's dropped all the way back to 19th.
So we're seeing some of these guys in the chase kind of dropping off. We had Corey Sherman, Corey Rutherford, Paul Elson, which he's already done in there. Tanner Marr left. Man, that's 4 drivers.
Well, we're 1 to green right here.
Oh, we got the 88 on the outside of the 12 this time. See if Jamie Walker can time this, maybe win this from Mark.
Starting to get a little concerned here about fuel for some of these guys, too.
So this is our first try to green-white checkered. Let's see what happens here.
Mark Arthur's going to fire him off. Jamie Walker in second. Chris Carroll third. Ty Morosco fourth. Robinson fifth. And Butcher Benjamin sixth. Pace car's off. Green flag is back out in the air. 2 laps to go.
Remember, we don't get a caution in this first lap right here. The next flag will end this race. So caution is out.
Yep, the 15 was involved there. Got to back it up. So we're going to be under yellow again. Looks like it was him in the 76. I don't know how to put that. That's kind of tough. We'll let the chat decide. Slow it down a little bit. It looks like Rick's there. They both turned into the corner. I don't know. The more I look at it, it kind of looks like Rick goes into the corner a little hard. But, I mean, he's there. It kind of looks like the 15 comes down as well. So, hard to tell.
Yeah, that one's definitely hard to tell, Sam. I have heard nothing from race control at the moment. But the 15 of Mike Hamlin has brought it down pit lane.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go side by side for one last time before we get this final green-white checkered in. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, we're back live. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for another attempt at a green-white checkered. We only got 2 more attempts here, so let's hope these guys can go ahead and finish it out. Jamie Walker didn't get the best restart last time by. We're going to see what he can do this time.
That sucks for the 07. Dakota Todd been up there running for this thing all night. And now he's back here in La La Land.
All right, everybody, it's time to pull this belt real tight. Finish this thing off. 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 laps to go once again. NASCAR. Blazing Pedals overtime.
That's all right. But look back here in 6th place, Sam. 40, Matthew Robinson made it all the way up here from basically dead last in this race. Was able to get through all the wrecks and stuff and bring it up there.
Anything can happen here. It's going to be overtime. Pace car's going to duck on off, and Mark Arthur's going to fire him off. Green flag back out in the air.
Oh, I think Jamie missed the shift.
It's allowing Carroll to get underneath of him. Time Roscoe looking to the inside, trying to make something happen.
We need to cross the line right here before we get the caution. That'll end the race.
I think that's what Mark's hoping for right now. He's got a pretty good distance. Just got to maintain it. Carroll's made his way around Walker. Mark Arthur coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be white flag in the air, presented by Priority Auto.
Now, the next flag comes out, we'll end this race no matter what happens.
Down and back straight away for the final time. Chris Carroll's got a little bit of a run. Does he make a move here in 3 and 4?
Sam, we had a wreck in the back with Mike Hamlin and them. Oh, they ain't getting to the 24, trying to move him out of the way a little bit.
They're coming out of turn number 4, but it's going to be all Mark Arthur taking home the win and locking himself into the next round. Chris Carroll taking home 2nd. Jamie 3rd, and you said we got a wreck. We got to go see what happened then.
You'd have to go back a lap. It was between Mike Hamlin and a few of them back here.
Let's see, Josh might have been involved. Here, let's take a look and see what happened. So we're watching the 15. Josh was involved. Yeah, here, let's back it up. Oh, Paulson gets loose, gets into the 64, takes him out. Then everybody just kind of piling on in. Oh, Dominic Lee getting flipped there going down the front stretch.
That was a heck of a wreck right there.
Wild finish, tempers flaring. Mark Arthur burning it down.
That makes Mark Arthur, he is now locked in the next round. So good job out of Mark Arthur in that 12th car tonight. There you go, Constance and Lori. There you go.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, post-race interviews. Stick around. right, and we are back live, and it's time for post-race interviews. And Terry, we'll let you take third place in the winner tonight. So let me get you Jamie up here, and you got him.
Jamie, you got Sam and Terry. You got us?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Hell of a run out of that 88, man. Did you have anything for Mark there when every time you had to start next time?
The restarts they were too hard. He'd get too much of a lead. Just couldn't do much. You'd have to pretty much block to your inside here to get a decent enough finish out of it.
You still had an awesome run. I mean, hell, you had the pole. You finished third. That's not a bad run out of 88 tonight. Walk us through it a little bit about the setup and how the race went for you.
Early on, it took off pretty good. I thought, maybe this car would come around, but I don't know. It just fell off, and those guys figured out a way to shift better than I was, and I couldn't shift as good as they were, so I just pretty much just rode around. I knew I was locked in, so I just kind of played it safe.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too. I think Sam and I talked about it a little bit, that you was locked in, and Paul Ellison, which can't remember where he finished at back in 28th, I believe. But that you guys are locked in now. Mark's, of course, locked in. But hell of a race on that 88. Who do you got to thank tonight, bud?
Of course, I got to thank everybody up here in the booth in the Blazing Pedals League. They put on an outstanding league. Man, I can't thank them guys enough. Breast cancer research for have their pink on the car. Just anybody out there with some breast cancer issues, just we're all thinking about you.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on that third place tonight. We'll get you back to your team, and we'll see you at Bristol next week.
Oh boy,
that's right.
Third place finisher Jamie Walker, and Terry, while you were talking to our third place finisher, I'm actually now catching up with our second place finisher. He's climbing out of the number 24 machine right now, Chris Carroll, coming up in second. What's going on, man? I thought you had something for him there at the end.
Well, when Mark missed the corner, I had a shot, and Jamie didn't know I was backing it up to get under Mark and got into me, but that's racing, man. It's not his fault. He didn't do it on purpose.
So you definitely thought you had something for that number 12 there on that final restart?
Well, if we ran 2 clean laps, I probably couldn't. But when he missed the corner, I certainly did. I figured out I was driving the car wrong for 100 laps, and I figured out shifting helped, and then I was the same speed as everybody. I couldn't figure out why I was slow the whole race, and then I figured out shifting at lap 100 and had a shot at it.
Well, hey, man, you're still in these playoffs, so second place is going to give you a decent, points night. Obviously, it sucks you couldn't get the win, but second place, who you got to thank on that 24 machine?
I always got to thank Brian Zimmerman, USAFirearms.com, and Tanner Marr and all the boys we race with here, and Mark and all the people that put this league on. I got to thank all the Pit Lizard boys at Pit Lizard Performance. We all come out in different leagues and have a good time, and got to thank you guys for the broadcast, because without you guys, we can't go back and watch something tomorrow. And it's a lot of fun out here racing, just trying to get through to the next round, Sam.
All right, man. Well, I think you're going to manage to get yourself into the next round, so we'll see you next week at Bristol. Congratulations on second place, man.
Hey, Sam, before I get out of here, we all got to talk to Mark Arthur over there. His burnouts were stinky. Maybe he's got to win a few more or something.
Gotcha, man. All right, man. Hey, go celebrate that second place. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, that was second place finisher Chris Carroll. And Terry, I believe you caught up with our race winner, Mark Arthur.
Yeah, Mark got me. Chris, Sam and Terry.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if you just heard Chris Carroll's interview. He said you got to win some more races. Your burnout looked a little stinky.
Well, there's a reason for that. I was so mad they were having these cautions because, about 30 to go, my VR started really bad, frames per second drop. I was down to 40 frames a second. And I was like in those last few corners, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, I can't even tell what the car's doing, and I'm behind on my steering, and that's one of the reasons I blew that last corner almost. And I was like, holy crap, let's get this thing over with. No more cautions, please.
Well, you did overcome all that. That's a plus, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and step out in my garage, grab me a water, and grab me a sandwich while you explain the race, the way you do it. So I'm gonna be stepping away for a little while. Take your time. I'm kidding, of course. So yeah, walk us through your race tonight, man. That 12 car just was fast tonight.
Yeah, I figured out early in practice that shifting was the way to go. I mean, people were running fast speeds not shifting, but I was comparing, I always go in and I'll compare my lap times to other people's lap times, like, 10, 15, 20 laps into a run. And I looked at Dakota's, at about 10 or 20 laps, and I was a tenth or two quicker. So I kind of kept that under my hat, right? And when people were around me, I tried not to shift and just, kept it hush-hush. And so I shifted the whole time, and I had really good tire wear. When we were in the hour practice before the race, I did 2 full stints without shifting. My front right tire was down to like 44%. Well, when I did 2 stints shifting, it was at 66%. So that was the whole difference. And I think people figured it out there toward the end.
Yeah, Chris Carroll actually told us that it took him to lap 100 to figure out what you was doing with the shifting, and he said he started doing that too. So then had a good run. Did you have any worries about Carroll at all? Because I think he bumped you a couple times, maybe him or Todd. I think even got into you.
I was more worried about Dakota than anybody, and I don't know if it was just a bad night for Jamie, but he seemed to be fast early and then fall off. So I don't know if he was shifting or not, or if he figured that out later. But Dakota, I got around him there. I don't know if he let me go to see what I was doing or what, because once I got past him, I just couldn't shake him. And then we pit. I got out to like a second lead, but I couldn't get past
the car
him.
Just blew up.
Yeah, I don't care. Hell with that car. That's how you don't pass. That's how you make them do tech after a race, Terry. You let them blow.
Okay.
Yeah, but Dakota was the one that was worrying me the most. He was really fast, and I know Dakota is really good, like short run. He's got that short run speed, and I don't. So I was just hoping we would quit having those, cautions, so I could, get to the part of the run that I'm good at, is the middle to end.
I was just counting up. We had 10 cautions total. You guys done all right up until about lap 153. Then all hell broke loose. But anyway, great rest tonight. What you got to think on the car tonight?
I thank Michael Falk always, because he does all my paint schemes. I see my mom and sister was in there. Thanks to them, and thanks for coming out and watching. And TRJ Karting, CJR Graphics, Butt Kicker, Savage Edge. Was it Graphics? Savage Edge Graphics? Savage Edge? Wow. Savage Edge. And all you guys that have donated throughout the year, and to help keep this thing going, and just everybody in general, Sam and you for stepping out of the car and getting in the booth, and hopefully this can continue next year. I mean, I think everybody likes you guys, and I think the fans watching likes to watch you guys too.
All right, well, we'll get you back down there, Mark. Congratulations. I mean, you definitely locked yourself in for the next round. So head to Bristol for, I think, 300 laps transition race. So we'll see you next Sunday.
We'll see you.
As the race winner, Mark Arthur and Terry, that's going to do it for us here tonight on True Sim Productions for the final race of the first round of the playoffs in the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca Series. Be sure to tune in next week at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to Bristol for 300 laps. You don't want to miss it. But that being said, we'll see you next week. As always, we wish you the best out there. Anybody down in Florida, we hope you're all safe and all doing good. We hate to see that hurricane roll through. And again, we'll see you next week. I'm Sam Baumgarten. Y'all have a good night.